As I promised or threatened in my last video blog, I'm going to read a little section from my new novel, A Promise to Die For. Uh, and it's about how the main character, Sam Huff, and his friend Kurt Hansen, while they were serving at the American Embassy in Pakistan, decided they would meet with a small group from Peshawar, which is on the border with Afghanistan. And these fellows from Peshawar, in a phone call, had said that they wished to start an American study center there. Unfortunately, they could only meet on a Sunday. So Sam and Kurt agreed they would meet in the American Library, some distance from the main embassy, to talk to them about budget and the scope of their center. I'll pick it up from there. Kurt and I met at the library a few minutes early. I unlocked the door, turned on some lights, and waited for our visitors to arrive. We didn't have to wait long. We heard the chanting first. I couldn't make out the words, but it didn't sound friendly. Moments later, they appeared on the street in front of the building. Not 4 men, as promised, but a couple hundred. Young and angry, their rage leavened only by their delight in succoring 2 American diplomats into a trap. This didn't seem like the moment to remind Kurt that you're more likely to die in the Foreign Service than in the military. For a moment, we felt more abashed at our foolishness than actually frightened, but the balance would quickly shift. Our local security guard had already made like a shooting star and disappeared over the horizon. I didn't blame him. The few dollars we paid him weren't enough to get killed protecting a couple of infidels from an angry mob. I rushed to the front door just in time to bolt it shut and keep the mob from simply walking in and killing us. By the time we thought to run out the back door, they had curled around the building, blocking any attempt to flee. Momentarily checked by the locked doors, some of them began to throw rocks at the reinforced windows. A few of the biggest men put their shoulders to the heavy security door, trying to bash it in. Someone threw a Molotov cocktail at Kurt's car, and it quickly went up in flames. A moment later, mine joined it, the 2 cars putting out billows of black smoke. Another of the homemade bombs shattered against a window in a starburst of yellow and blue. I grabbed a phone and tried to call the Marine at Post 1, the main entrance to the embassy, to tell him we were under attack. But the line had gone dead. Kurt and I both tried our cell phones, but reception at the center, always iffy, failed. With no way to get the embassy's attention, we could do little but watch our attackers through the spiderweb cracks appearing in the windows and wonder how long it would take them to break in. Kurt said, "I'll bet they're not even from Peshawar." A remark that doesn't sound so funny now, but actually got a laugh out of me at the time. The young men who made up the mob had probably thought they would get in easily. A few rocks at the windows and presto. Frustrated that their assault might take some unexpected effort, they tossed a couple of homemade fire bombs onto the roof. We soon heard the crackle of a spreading fire over our heads. A few wisps of smoke seeped downward, carrying the smell of gasoline and burning tar. As we began to cough from the smoke, I recalled the building had been issued one of the embassy's 2-way radios, kept in the head librarian's office. Working to control my panic, I turned it on and tried again to tell the Marine at Post 1 that we had an angry mob breaking in. The place was on fire and we needed help, fast. But the fire on the roof must have taken down the antenna, and I got nothing but static. Over the shouting of the mob, we heard more stones crash against the windows, saw the cracks growing deeper. The men attacking the front door had scavenged a wooden beam from a construction site across the street and were using it as a battering ram, the front door shaking in its frame with every blow. Behind us, we could hear others trying to break through the back door. Well, I don't want to bore you, so I'll leave it right there. I only wanted to add that this was based on a real incident that happened to a friend of mine, and as I may have mentioned last time, I wanted to clear it with him, make sure it was okay if I used that incident. I've changed it around some, but he said okay. So there it is. Next time I do one of these, maybe I'll read a little bit more. Maybe I'll tell a story about living in Paris. This book is set in Paris, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.